What's going on, everyone?
Hello, hi.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Annie.
This is Annie. She is extremely gorgeous this morning. Hey, here's the deal. We were asked, what is it that we see people struggling with, and what are some of the main things that we've experienced with people, and how can we help people in their lives? And so, Annie and I have actually been having conversations about this over the last month that have been very, very awesome. And she wrote down some notes from a conversation we had that I just want you to read those quick so that it can kind of put some context to this whole thing.
Okay, so we said, I think the biggest thing we are seeing is most people are spiritually dead right now. They need some serious soul care. They need to get back to God's word, get back to church. We are, I lost my spot.
A nation
Who prioritizes football games, hockey, over the gathering of the body of believers, even prioritizing in the name of family time. Like, we're gonna skip going to church, skip getting in deeper in our faith, skip diving into God's word over family time. It's really heartbreaking, and it's done a serious disservice to our families and our personal walks with Jesus. And we are seeing that the devil is seriously after families right now.
Absolutely.
With anxiety, depression,
stress, worry,
workload,
fear. This is like
money, financial stuff.
And you can probably relate to a lot of this stuff. Like, you've probably heard a lot of people talking about these things as you've been having conversation with people, because a lot of times when it comes to the week, right, you always hear someone saying, I just don't know how I'm going to ... It's almost like this level of concern and worry that they're just so focused on tackling the next checkbox or the next activity that they're bursting through their day, missing the value of the day. And so I think to be honest, I think that we live in a world that is just aware of what they want to be aware of, but they lack awareness in probably the most important part of their lives, which would be the soul.
Yes, 100%.
So we were talking about how a lot of families, including us.
Yeah.
So what we would do is we would look at our boys' sports, right? And it'd be like, if it's on Thursday, we're there. If it's on Friday, we're there. If it's on Saturday, we're there. If it's on Sunday,
it was our life.
Yeah.
It's like
running, one of us is going to be doing. Yeah. We're going to be rolling. Like, we're going to be where they're at. And then all of a sudden what happens is you start to feel this weekday month fatigue. And you're like, what's happening? Like, why do I feel so fatigued?
Yeah.
Well, it's because we're not being aware of our soul. And that's one of the most important parts of our lives that we have is our soul, right? And so it's not that people don't want to be aware of their soul. It's just they only know what they know, and they don't know what they don't know. Right. You know what I mean? And so what we want to do is we want to start, here's that buzzword, raising awareness of the importance of soul care. So what we did, because we started seeing this pattern in a lot of families, is we just got this book. It's called Strengthening the Soul. This is an incredible book to become more aware of the importance of investing and being aware of the condition of your soul. It's by Ruth Haley Barton. Shameless plug. Pick it up. It's great. Well, one of the main leading questions that she asks in this book, and what she did was she led a really successful business. And so what she was doing was she was asking her employees, hey guys, with everything that you've got going on in life, I have one question, and we're going to focus on this, and we're going to develop into people who understands the value of the soul. And here's what she said. She asked them, how is it with your soul? And here's what she discovered. She discovered that because life is so busy, prioritizing only what the employees knew, they didn't know what they didn't know about the soul. So then her game plan was to make them more aware of the importance of soul care, because if you can get your soul right, here's what happens. Now you live more peacefully.
Yes.
Now you live more joyfully.
Yes, grateful.
Yes, grace-filled.
Yes.
Do you have those moments during the month? Don't raise your hand. But do you have those moments during the month where you're out of grace and all you want to do is just just basically like
Yeah.
bulldoze over people.
Yes.
It's because there's something wrong in our soul.
Yeah. You forget what you're even trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Like you just go, and it's a disaster.
And it's not healthy. And I think that that's why when we look at this idea of what is it that people are struggling with, it's the investment in their soul. And so there's a part of this book that I want Annie to read because it's so good, and I want you to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about being aware, becoming aware of something that you were not aware of before. Check this out.
In God's time, God begins to move us toward a new level of awareness. We might get an inkling that something is not quite right. A question bubbles up, a longing stirs. We spend time with someone who seems more free, more attractive, more healthy, or whole. We have a vague sense of dis-ease, but for the most part, we are able to keep it outside our awareness. The pre-awareness stage can go on for a long time because there is something comforting and secure about life as we know it. Because we are not ready to move into the unknown, we find ways to maintain the status quo, and in so doing, we abdicate responsibility for dealing with the issues of our life. Eventually, something happens that heightens our awareness that our heart is longing for something more. We realize that we are not coming completely free, and we begin to at least open up to the possibility of moving in a new direction.
So one of the main things that we took out of that awareness piece is that in order to focus on our soul, sometimes we need to jump into the unknown because all we're doing is focusing on the known. And it's so easy to focus on the known in our families because we don't like to have to think about other things that we don't know about. But when it comes to our soul, if we want to experience life, and really, to be honest with you, like the abundant life that we have access to, it requires intentionality to say, I need to become aware of how my soul is doing.
Yeah.
And in and through that, life will develop in ways that are healthy, sustainable, enjoyable. And so when it comes to the things that we've seen is we've just seen people be not aware of soul care. And so I hope that helps. I know there's a lot there, and we could, honestly, we've spent hours like with our coffee in the morning going back and forth talking about this stuff.
And we do want to say, like, dive into like the gathering.
Oh my goodness.
Get a community around you. Get back to community. Get back to gathering. Find a church, a Bible-believing church.
Yes.
Come to ours if you're local.
And he's just going to be like, plug.
No.
Come to Free Grace United, St. Cloud.
Hey, if you need a place to belong,
Yeah.
you can belong with us.
That's true.
And we can input into your lives and find people that believe in Jesus.
Yep. A bunch of imperfect people
Yeah.
seeking after a perfect person.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're about.
Yeah.
But it is. I honestly, I have to say, here's the deal. Like when it comes to a weekend gathering, find that local church, plug in. But here's the key: stay consistent. There's so much of this. I'll go if it's convenient. I'll go if I'm not tired. I'll go
if the kids don't have sports.
We're at a point, you guys, in life where because there's so much lack of soul care, it needs to be a number one priority.
The devil is after your soul. He's after your kids' souls. He's after you.
Yep.
He's after families.
And that's why I bought this hat that says "Run, Devil, Run," because we're coming at him too. We're like, no, soul care is important. So anyway, anything else we want to say?
No, we love you guys.
Yeah, this was actually
Take care
really
of your
super.
Souls.
Yes, yeah, do it. And I just have to say one more time, like, she's hot.
Okay. Bye, guys.
See you guys later.